So the focus of my presentation was on the contributions of Ludwig von Mises to economic science and their continuing importance. Mises contributed a lot. I focused on monetary theory and business cycle theory, and he basically showed how to use subjective value theory that Carl Menger had innovated and apply it to money itself as a commodity, because other economists couldn't figure out how to do that. So that was one of Mises' central contributions. He also came up with a theory of how the banking system causes the boom-bust cycle, and I still think that's the leading candidate for explaining recessions even to this day. So I still think that the Misesian theory of business cycles is the best explanation that we still have. Well, I think part of the problem is that economists have done a good job in making their discipline seem very arcane and mathematical and difficult. And so the general public for a long time just didn't even care. And certainly they didn't care about what central banks did. That was a very boring topic. And then, I guess you'd say unfortunately or fortunately, depending, the Great Recession, the financial crisis of 2008, when central banks came in and started aggressively intervening, a lot of the public became concerned. And so I think this is the opportunity for members of the Austrian school to say to the public, we've been warning about this for decades. Let us explain to you what's going on here. That a lot of these people are not helping you. They're making these situations worse. So this particular event is fairly academic in nature, right? So these are presentations of academics to other academics, but I think it's important to have these unique conferences specializing in Austrian economics, because again, this is a very important field. So normally the problem is Austrians have to always try to convince their mainstream or Keynesian colleagues that, oh, what you're doing is wrong, and here's what. And so there's not an opportunity for the Austrians to advance too much because they keep saying the same basic critique. And so events like this, I think, are important, that allows the school to develop and to continue their own tradition and to get better. Yes, I think so, especially because a lot of Austrians have been warning ever since quantitative easing has developed, saying this is not a good idea, this is just going to blow up another bubble. And so thus far, a lot of people have been saying, oh, you guys are just fear mongers or perma bears, you're always pessimistic. So yeah, I think if there is a big crash, people will say, gee, maybe we should have listened to those Austrians.